Ba, 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 ba. We are live. Right, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome back to a new series. Well, I've done an episode of this before, but now we're bringing it to you fully on a more regular basis. Welcome, everyone, to the chat. The Redmond Reds. Not very creative. And how self-centered am I to give myself another name with Redmond in it? We've got the Redmond Rounds, but we've got the Redmonds Reds. Fucking hell, what's next? What's next? Either way, Alec, mate, I want to start off with smiles and I want to say hello to the chat as well, but it's just a bit hard to start off with any smiles or positivity with, obviously, the title of the video being that Thiago Alcantara is out. Now, I have got my own opinions on this situation, and I've been an injury update channel. You've been watching me videos, Alec, lad. Like, you know that this channel has been nothing but post after post after fucking post after post after another post. Oh yeah, let's just whack another post on there. Oh, do you want one more post? Here's another post. Oh, Robbo's out now. Hendo, do you want him to be out again? Here's Henderson. Oh, Trent Alexander-Arnold. How about we throw him into the equation? How about we throw your best signing on paper? How about we throw, possibly deservedly, in my opinion, FIFA Men's Player of the Year in that mix as well? Once more. Now news is coming out. In fact, no, before I even talk about Thiago, have you all heard the news? And this is breaking news here on James Redmond TV if you haven't heard it. And Alec, I will get you in a sec, lads. I'm sorry. Alisson could be out.
How though?
Alec, so news is coming. Well, let me have a look. I'm looking on Twitter right now. People are saying apparently Alisson's got COVID. Some people are just saying, please tell me these Alisson rumours aren't true. So I'm not sure how true it is. Even people are saying Alisson had COVID. It's confirmed. Shake my head. Alec, do you know how huge it is if Alisson isn't available for any game?
Bro, it's look, that's an L. It's already kind of an L, lad. Like, I don't even like being negative in it, but lad, yeah, he's critical, bro.
Alec, do you understand? Listen to me, brother.
Mm.
No Verge.
Mm.
And no Alisson. You've got to be taking the piss. We've got Ajax next, and I understand we're in an all-right position in the Champions League, yeah? But you've got to take it into perspective. We can only take so many hits before we start dropping, my mate. I've been saying it for weeks. If there's any regular watchers, mate, we are cursed. DJC, you are 100% correct, because we are cursed. But let me tell you now, yeah, if we lose Alisson, no Verge, no Alisson, and we've got big fixtures coming up, and even though we're comfortable in the Champions League, we need to really, really confirm it. And with no Alisson, you've got no leader in that back line. Reece Williams looks from okay to, I think, possibly shit, because then he's going to be forced to have an Adrian behind him. In my opinion, if this is true, and he has got to miss a few games, hopefully it is COVID and it's not an injury. And I know that I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's just because COVID won't affect him as much long term. It'll be more of just a few games.
COVID's more of like 10 games, if that. Or not 10 games, like 10 days, like, or like a week or so. Like, it'll be like, yes, it's off.
Yeah. Right, basically, I had a spot on my lip. I was
waiting for that, to be honest.
I had a spot on my lip, and basically I popped the spot, and this is the result. I'm not good at popping spots, and I shouldn't do it, but I don't like spots on my lip, therefore this is the case. Alisson. Basically, Ryan, if you've just missed the news, apparently news is coming out. Obviously, bear in mind, people, this could be fake. At time of this knowing, I'm looking on Twitter, it just seems to be rumours, but there's a lot coming out about Alisson possibly being out. And like I said before, if this is the case, the amount of points that this is going to make Liverpool drop, because people don't realise just how important Alisson is. And I feel like people are only just starting to realise how important Alisson is. And we haven't even talked about what the title of the video yet is, Alec. But before we do, I just want to ask you, do you think, I'll get all the fixtures up now, but do you think that this is a worrying time for Liverpool, not even in a sense of the title race no more, like beyond that? Like, could it get to a point where we've not got enough players to play football matches? What's your thoughts, lads?
Considering, we just drew 1-1 with Brighton, and like before that, we just lost to Atlanta. So it's like we had Alisson in them games, but we had no Verge, obviously, and like our centre backs aren't the best of centre backs. Although, like, don't get me wrong, they're decent, they're not the best in it. So like now that we've potentially lost Alisson as well, like He's the one that kind of tells people, like, goalkeeper's job, lad, is like to be that fit defender that kind of that sees everything from a different point of view. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
manager sees it from the sideline. They have their own perspective. They can see things from the centre backs can't, kind of thing. Like, so it's like,
Yeah.
without Alisson now, and then Adrian back in goal, and then these like kids, well, not even kids, these people that haven't got experience at the back. Yeah, I reckon we are going to go through a tough time. Like, obviously, like I still want us to contend for the title and things like that, but like now it's going to be a matter of like, let's just guarantee we're in the Champions League kind of thing. And I don't even know if that is a guarantee considering we're dropping points to teams like Brighton. But it's one of them.
I know what you're saying, Alec. This is a good point from Leo, and people, we will talk about the Thiago news. Let me just tell you the Thiago news. Basically, it's coming out that he could be reportedly out until January. Well, actually, it's not even saying a month. It's just saying till the new year. So obviously, January is what? Just over a month away. That they're saying that's going to be in around when Thiago's going to come back. The thing is, they've been saying he's going to come back for a minute now, and he still isn't back. So I don't even know what's going on with Thiago. We'll talk about that more in a bit. We have to talk about that Alisson news. But Leo Butler asks a good question. With this Alisson news possibly being true, and I'm not saying it is, and please, people, let me know if it is fake. But, like, if it is true, do we need to think about maybe bringing Karius back to Liverpool? And
Yes.
People hear me out. Adrian has been shocking in goal. The defence, I've got no confidence when Adrian is there. And I'm not saying Karius is much better, but he is better than Adrian, in my opinion. And if you ask me, for the longer periods of games, I would prefer Loris Karius to Adrian, because Loris Karius actually was our first choice goalkeeper at one point. And yes, he didn't turn up in them big moments, but when it was just time to turn up, he was actually all right from time to time. Not always.
Like, he had a decent. Before, like, obviously the Champions League blunder, lad. Yeah, he had a decent season, lad. I was actually there. Like, I was like, if this guy improves, you low key don't even need a brand new keeper, lad. But like, obviously, like, Alisson came about, so yeah, lad, of course I'll take Alisson. But like,
yeah,
Karius is better than Adrian in my opinion, lad. I'd take Karius over Adrian, lad. After Adrian's recent performances as well for Liverpool, lad. Definitely, lad. Like, nah, personally, he's a better keeper.
But with the fact that Karius is still technically a Liverpool player. He's out on loan at Union Berlin right now. He's not, from my knowledge, correct me in the chat, but he's not playing football for them right now. He's actually got like a 34-year-old goalkeeper ahead of him. He's not playing. Why don't we just call him back? I mean, I know this isn't FIFA and there's a lot more that goes into it, people, but come on. Why don't we just call Karius back into the side when we know that he's a better goalkeeper than Adrian? And maybe, I know there'd be logistics when it comes into, like, he's not a part of the Champions League squad, but I swear that you can, like, re-edit that and stuff. But even if you can't, just for the league games, it'd be better to have Karius than Adrian. So, like, if possible, why don't Liverpool go out and get him in January? Do you know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean in it, but like it's one of them. Like, since it's so, like, Adrian trains with the team, he plays with the team, he knows how the team plays and things like that.
No,
like,
but he doesn't. But he doesn't give them confidence, though, lad. He doesn't give them confidence. It's all right playing with them week in, week out, but he doesn't give them confidence. Is what I'm trying to tell you. It's like Balotelli when he was at Liverpool. Like when Balotelli was at Liverpool, like, comes in as a, he's got talent, but it's about if he puts it on the pitch. Adrian, he doesn't even have talent, mate. Did you know this? No club has ever bought Adrian. He's been a free signing. Every time, every club just went, yeah, you can have him.
Is he actually? He's never been bought. Like, he's just free
never
every time?
been bought. Never been bought.
Like, when you say like that, lad, obviously, like, that makes sense. But like Joe Matip was never bought. Well, he was basically free as well. Like,
Shut up, lad! Don't be comparing Joe Matip.
Nah, I get what you mean.
Joe Matip is king business. No, Alec. Joe Matip is king business. So is James Milner. But you cannot be putting Adrian in that same category. He's not got any level that displays to me that he can play a consistent run of games for Liverpool. I'm not even trying to shit on him. Adrian should be that choice of goalkeeper when you've literally got no one left. Like, when your first choice, your second choice, and your third... Well, actually, he can be the third choice. I think he's good enough to be the third choice, but not second. Not for Liverpool Football Club. Not when you know Alisson is relatively injury-prone. Not when you know that things like COVID is now coming into play, so you can miss players for a couple of games. You need to be good in every position and the backup. And we're not strong in goalkeeper. And even with Karius, I wouldn't be too filled with confidence. It's just he's better than fucking Adrian.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But I doubt Klopp would probably call him back though.
Which Karius, I agree. To be fair, from Bobby LFC, James mate. Till when is Thiago out, and what were you saying about Alisson? Because I joined when you just finished talking about Karius and Adrian. Basically, Bobby, Alisson could be out with COVID, is what I'm hearing, and also Thiago is rumoured to be out till next year. So it's not saying like a date like January or February, but till 2021, he won't be making no appearances for Liverpool Football Club, and it actually allows us to move on nicely to the Thiago chat. And from possibly losing who I think is the most influential, which I didn't even say, I think Alisson's the most important player to our team. Maybe him and Henderson. Henderson's most important outfield. Alisson's most important goalkeeper. Don't know if you agree with me or not, but
Henderson makes. I'm not even gonna lie. I was one of them Liverpool fans like that. Like I hated Henderson, but like I hated this guy, lad. Lad, he'd get the ball, lad, do that little like to the box, lad, and I was this guy, what's he doing?
No, but he was side.
Yeah, that's what I mean, lad.
Ball, but it wouldn't affect the game.
Yeah, that's what I mean, lad. And I was used to Gerrard, lad, but like now actually seeing him as like a captain and what he does as a captain compared to like just as a centre mid, and even though he's improved as a player, lad, yeah, he's a big difference, lad, big boy difference.
Yeah. Is Thiago back in January? No, there's no date on when he's back. And then, to be honest, boys, if you're asking me, I don't think we'll see him back for the rest of the season. I think it's much worse than what the club has led us to believe. From Bradley, James, lad, we need to remember something. We're joint top still. We've got the most determined team in the world right now, and Klopp is so adaptable. We can keep going. We will keep going. You'll never walk alone. Bradley, I love you, my mate. Let me tell you why I love you. I love you because you're showing optimism. And I'm someone who classes myself as a very optimistic person. But I can't be optimistic with you right now, Alec. I don't know if you're the same as Bradley, but it's just like I understand that we are fighters, we are Liverpool FC, but you've got to understand what creates Liverpool FC, what gives Liverpool FC the identity of these absolute mentality monsters is the 11 players on the pitch. A lot of them aren't on the pitch right now, bro. And I understand Thiago's a new signing and we still haven't even touched on him, which we will do in a minute. But it's like Bradley brought up that point about being optimistic. How can you be optimistic when our aim is clearly to go for the title? But how can you go for the title when you haven't even got a consistent 11? And I'm not trying to be negative, Nancy. I'm just trying to offer to you that no team, from my knowledge, has ever had such a consistent starting 11 and gone on to win the Premier League. And I don't know why Liverpool would be the first. Yes, Jurgen Klopp can do wonders, that. But can you give me any reason to why we could possibly go on and win the league if we keep getting these level of injuries?
Nah, lads, the chances are, give it another 2 months, we're not going to continue having like these kind of injuries. Like if touch wood, lad, well, lad. But like, give it a few months, lad. I don't think we're gonna have injuries. Like, if you look at every other team, though, like, well, not every team, but a lot of the teams, lad, that are actually competing with us, they've got fully fit teams, lad. Like, no injuries happening, or no drastic injuries like that happening. All the top teams right now. So it's gonna be inevitable, innit? That like eventually they're gonna face a few problems. I'm not wishing upon any of them. Like, don't get me wrong. And like, if they don't, it's good for them. But it's pretty much inevitable, lad. And when that does happen, innit, that's when we can. So right now is like our little tough time. We need to. Like next few games, like we need to really like scavenge and work hard for these points. Like we need to work hard right now.
Oh yeah, it's grind mode for these young players and all the players
that are getting,
because players are getting promoted from the youth system as well, aren't they? So like it's a big chance for them to step up.
That's good for them, lad. Like Trent came from the youth, lad. So it's like, you know, we can get the next Trent, lad. Like, well, fingers crossed. But
speaking of the next Trent, it's not going great for Nico Williams. We'll touch on him later. So Thiago, then Alec. Oh, Alec, are you there? Oh, yeah, you just went off for a minute. We're good, though. Thiago, out injured. What are you saying? I want you to go first on this one.
Wait, Nico Williams is out as well now?
No. I was just saying Nico Williams when you brought up the new Trent and stuff, but we'll talk about Nico in a bit. Thiago, and I don't think fans would really mind if Nico was injured. And that's no disrespect to Nico. I genuinely don't think they would. What's your thoughts on Thiago being injured? I'll let you go first before I offload.
Lad, in terms
possibly
of Thiago,
till next year. Yeah, possibly till next year as well.
It's like we've performed well already without Thiago, yeah. So now it's just a matter of like, can we do it without? Like it's one of them, lad. I don't see him as like, and obviously he'd be good to have in the team in it, but he's not like a necessity that we need to have because we already proved we can win the league without him. We can win the Champions League without him. So it's not like we have to have Thiago. Like, if we don't have Thiago, we're not going to be able to do all it because we've proved we can do it without him, kind of thing.
True.
So now it's just so it's a matter of when we get Thiago, it's going to be 10 times easier. But without him, like we can still perform. We can still do it. Like I don't know about you. What do you reckon? Like without Thiago, like, are you saying like without Thiago, you don't reckon it's like win as many trophies as that? Like because we've already done it before.
But like
anyway.
I don't. You're definitely not going to win as many trophies without Thiago, because Thiago we were asking in the summer, like, how can Thiago make our team better? And the way he makes our team better is, well, sorry, no, that wasn't the question. The question was, can Liverpool improve their first 11? And we didn't know if that could even be answered yes until Thiago came in. That's when we realised that, yeah, this team can be improved. Thiago can add something to it because he's one of the best midfielders. In fact, in my opinion, probably the best midfielder. What he does in the world, you can say De Bruyne and stuff, but, you know, like, I just think of what he does in that midfield and what he adds to Liverpool. Thiago adds more to Liverpool than what De Bruyne would add to Liverpool. So Thiago improves our team more than De Bruyne is what I'm trying to offer. What I want to say is, though, with Thiago, yes, we would win more trophies with him, but it's not that even being the point. It's the fact, like, it's an injury that came in a derby that we should have won, by the way. And I'm not even trying to, like, bring up saltiness or anything, but, mate, it's like, that's a derby that we should have absolutely won. And not only that, we shouldn't have only won the derby, which, by the way, was cancelled due to VAR, but we should have went on and still had our best centre-back in the world in Virgil van Dijk, but we didn't because of Jordan Pickford. It weren't even a muscle injury, it was Jordan Pickford. Now we haven't got Thiago, even though he does have training injuries usually, and he gets injured like without anything involved in the game. Thiago is one of them players that he is so vital to your team, and when you've got Richarlison coming in on him like that, because it is a heat of the moment, it is the derby, and they need to be competitive, but it's like you've lost two of your best players that will influence your team due to two dickheads. And like Richarlison and Jordan Pickford can just go and, like, I'm not going to say what I was about to say because
I get what you mean, lad.
But dickheads, bro, dickheads. And I want to stop
like the
swearing on this
injuries
channel.
shouldn't have happened. Yeah,
they shouldn't have. But it's like, it's the bigger picture is, I understand what Bradley is trying to say. Like, it shouldn't be the be all and end all. But how long can we stay joint top? It's one of them. It can only last so long for me. You can only take so many shots. And I think if Liverpool get a few more, soon we won't even have enough to fucking be able to play. It only takes a few more players.
Nah. I don't reckon we're that bad, you know.
Alec, I'm making a joke, but genuinely though, I do think that, like, it is about 6 players away. That I'm not even messing. People, if you could let us know, with the amount of missing players Liverpool have got, how far away would it be till we're just not eligible to play? Because honestly, Alec, like you say, nah. Lads, we could get to that point if the season keeps going the way it is. James, who do you think will win the league? I'm a West Brom fan, so I don't support Liverpool. Don't even want to answer that question right now. Why, I don't even know if Liverpool. I want to say Liverpool, but how can Liverpool even be a proper shout when they haven't even got a starting 11? That's my opinion, do you know what I mean? So it's just.
At one point, I was thinking City, lad, but now Tottenham are looking kind of good, lad. I'm not even gonna lie, lad. Like,
that was a great result for us yesterday, Chelsea Tottenham.
Bro, that was brilliant. But like, we drew to fucking Brighton. They're gonna beat Brighton. Like, they're gonna beat Brighton.
Yeah, but it's just like triangles like that happen in the Prem all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think it's like they'll beat Brighton. Like, yeah, but we should have beat Brighton. To some people's eyes, some people didn't think that was a penalty. But one thing I do want to talk about, obviously, Klopp was angry after the game. I feel like we've just covered the Thiago and Alisson news well enough. So for those who were just tuned in, Alisson, I only found this out before the start of the stream. I still need to find out more. But Alisson could be out with COVID, and Thiago has been ruled out till the new year, and they will not be playing. Anyway, we've got a few more things to talk about, people, in today's episode of the Redmonds Reds. Make sure you're interacting in the comments. Make sure you're getting all your questions in and stuff like that. But anyway, people, oh yeah, and by the way, to answer one more time, this scab on my lip has basically come from a spot that I've tried popping, and now it's turned into this ugly bastard. So let me continue.
Lad, tell them how it actually happened, lad. Tell them about that girl, bro. Like, actually tell them about the, like, you know what?
Oh,
tell them about
that. Don't even start. Don't even start, lad. Jurgen Klopp, Alec, you're not even funny, lad. Jurgen Klopp versus Deontay Wilder. Nah, not Deontay Wilder. Chris Wilder, the manager of Sheffield United. Them two are having a feud right now. Alec, I don't know if you're up to date with it, but basically, for those who don't know, Jurgen Klopp came out in an interview the other day. Obviously, he's been repeatedly talking about that he wants the 5 substitute rule and stuff like that. Chris Wilder, the irrelevant bastard, then replies and calls Jurgen Klopp selfish. Let me just tell you, Alec, where the irony is in Chris Wilder, the Sheffield United manager, calling the Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp selfish. The irony in it is, he's calling Klopp selfish because Klopp is coming out in interviews to defend the fact that he's getting a lot of injuries to his team, and it's due to the heavy fixture list and the heavy schedule that BT and Sky and stuff are giving us. Okay, so Klopp is selfish because he's looking out for his own players. Bear in mind, it's not only Liverpool going through injuries, other top 6 clubs and other Premier League clubs are having this problem as well. So he calls him selfish for that. This is this. Now, Wilder, his point of view is, well, we haven't got as good enough squad depth. It's not fair for these bigger teams to be able to use 2 extra substitutions from 3 to 5 because they've got more money to spend. They've got better quality within their squads. And Jurgen Klopp is selfish because he wants to utilise this. He should have been prepared. How can you be prepared for a time like this when you can't prepare for this amount of fixtures to pile up into one? And not only that, you call Klopp selfish because he's looking out for his players. Aren't you saying the same thing there? Because you're talking about, the bigger teams have more squad depth. So you're then looking out for your team, who, by the way, is bottom with 1 point. It doesn't matter if you've got 3 subs or 5 subs. Wilder's side can't win anyway. They're not winning no games. They literally haven't won one this season. They're shit. But he's making excuses for his team because he's being selfish for his team because that suits his best interests. So Jurgen Klopp's kind of doing the same, except Jurgen Klopp is actually doing it for a reason that people are getting fucking injured, whereas Wilder's just saying it because it actually benefits him and it doesn't give him a tougher last 20 minutes, half an hour in games where teams can bring on better players. I'm not saying do this permanently, but for right now, adapt to the times that you're in. When you've got fixture after fixture every 3 days, in my opinion, you've got to be able to substitute more than just 3 players off the pitch. And I think that's being evident. I don't know what you think, lad, on the whole situation. Like today, your thoughts?
Lad, as a Liverpool fan, lad, like, obviously, I back Klopp, lad, and like, yeah, Klopp, like, it's going to benefit us, lad. It's going to benefit us a lot. But then, like, if you actually look at how many teams in the Premier League, lad, and like how many teams actually have a sick depth as much as like we do, there's probably like 6, if that, lad, if that. So like with Chris Wilder, like, you could argue that like what he's making a valid point, to be fair, because having 5 subs, yeah, although it's going to be decent, it's not really going to benefit like all these like other like bottom like lower teams like that are like in like the lower half of the table, like all these like Man United and them. It's not really going to benefit them. But
that's not our fault though. They're still getting Premier League money though, Alec, to be able to go out and improve their squad. So yeah, but like, they can't come out. They can't come out and say to us, "Oh, you've got a better squad than us, therefore we can't." People are getting injured, and it's not just people like collisions like Van Dijk and Thiago. Like muscle injuries are at an all-time high, and we're not even in January. It's genuine. Players are dropping like flies. It's becoming to a point where it's unsafe. So yes, it doesn't help them because they don't have good squad depth. But at the same time, people are getting hurt, bro. Like people are pulling muscles. You've got a 34 James Milner having to play 3 games in a week.
Yeah, okay. If you put it like that, yeah, where it's actually people's safety at risk, lad, and people actually hitting themselves, then yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, you kind of have to. It's kind of one of them. Yeah, it's either like it looks like it's selfish from Klopp because Chris Wilder's not really looking at it from Klopp's point of view.
You can understand. You know what you're saying. You can understand it from Wilder's point of view. Why he's going to try and defend his team.
Exactly.
I just think it's ironic the way that he's used the term selfish when he's basically just being the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Klopp's being selfish, even though players are getting injured, so you'd probably say more sincere. But if Klopp's being selfish because that benefits him, then that's just basically what Wilder's doing, and that's what I don't get about Chris Wilder. And you know what, mate? Jurgen Klopp gets into all these little beefs and stuff, but it's mad, man. Like even Frank Lampard a few weeks ago.
But it is one of them though. Like, what does he want? Like, he can't really want. What does he want Klopp to come out and speak and say, "Oh, I want this to happen for Sheffield because that's my team," or does he want Klopp to speak about his team? And so, like, it makes sense when you speak like that. Like, you can't really say it's selfish isn't the way it's used. Like, you can't really say it's selfish because it's not even just for Klopp; it's for his players. Like, he's thinking about his players when he's actually saying it. But like again, like obviously Chris Wilder, like he's just like he hasn't won any games now. Like, and adding that extra 5 subs, it's gonna make it even less likely for him to win a game. So that's probably where he's coming from. So like,
nah, you're right.
I get what he means though.
I agree. From Mark Simmons, or Simons, Keita and Thiago, pure sick notes on big wages. It's embarrassing, mate. Scouts aren't doing their job properly. Get Coutinho back in. Alec, what do you think of this? Coming from Mark here, chatting the big and saying Keita and Thiago basically just never there, never available. Waste of the money, waste of the wage bill. Should we get Coutinho back? That's what he's saying. I mean, I don't know how realistic that is, but what do you think about that opinion as a whole?
I'm not gonna lie, lad. I'd happily take Coutinho back, lad. Like,
over Thiago and Keita. Over Thiago and Keita.
I wouldn't say over Keita.
No, over Thiago and Keita. That's what the comment was. Would you take Coutinho back for over Thiago and Keita?
Lad, I probably would, lad. I'm not gonna lie, lad. I would, yeah. Lad, Coutinho's younger. Like, he's already proved himself for Liverpool, lad. Like, I swear he's not the case yet, but he's younger than Thiago. He's definitely younger than Thiago. And when it comes to check the facts, obviously. But like, and when it comes to Keita, lad, I'd happily take him over Keita. Like, not even in the blink of an eye, lad. And like, I feel like
I said to you, so Alec, if I come to you with the offer, you can have Felipe Coutinho right now, not in his prime, right now for Keita and Thiago. You take Coutinho over Thiago and Keita. People, do you agree in the chat?
Like it's like you can say no in his prime, yeah. Put him underneath Klopp again, lad. Like, Klopp will make him stop performing again, lad. Like, with a lot of players, yeah, it's to do with like the manager, innit? If you have a sick manager like Klopp, lad, then bro, of course. Plus, lad, Coutinho isn't injury prone, lad. Like this guy is saying, lad, he's not injury prone. You need to think about your value for money, lad.
Nah, I agree with you. Then what are you saying?
Lad,
people are split. Back, people are split. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Thiago and Keita for Coutinho, or so which one are you choosing? Thiago and Keita or Coutinho? You're choosing Coutinho.
I'm choosing Coutinho, lad.
That's a surprise. That's a surprise.
No, okay.
Big surprise.
Why you keep? No, wait. How old's what's it called? Thiago and Keita, and how old's Coutinho?
Well, Thiago's about 29, Coutinho's about 28, 29, and then Keita's about 25. I hear what you're saying about the injury.
Wait, is Coutinho actually 20? Is Coutinho actually that old?
Let me fact check that. Let me know in the comments as well, people. But I swear that he is
like 26, 7, lad, around there, lad.
28. So he's not the youngest spring chicken. But one thing I will offer to you is that if you get rid of a Thiago and Keita, and I understand they've been injury prone, but when Naby Keita gets a consistent run of games in, you don't know what beast you're getting. And he has shown promise before. And I'm not saying he's better than Coutinho, but just put into perspective, Klopp said years ago, and you can fact check this, 2 midfielders he wants from the Bundesliga is Naby Keita and Thiago. He said they were the 2 best midfielders in the Bundesliga. He never said he wanted them. He said they were the 2 best midfielders in the Bundesliga. He went out and got them. He hasn't been fortunate enough to use them, but wouldn't you want to at least give him the chance? Because he hasn't bought them for no reason. I disagree. I understand they've been injured, but I don't know. People are saying they picked Coutinho, and I get what you mean, that you know what you're getting from Coutinho, but Coutinho, in my opinion, just isn't the same man. And I do still think he's improved our team, but I don't think he's a better player than Thiago. And bear in mind, even though Thiago's injury prone, he's not injured because of a muscle injury. He's injured because of Richarlison. That's why he's injured. So I just, I don't know. I choose Thiago and Keita myself. I can't believe you've just said Coutinho, and the chat is split.
Like, it's one of them, lad. Like, okay, if it's one of them, it's like, oh, Thiago or Keita in January, or you switch them for Coutinho, then like obviously that's probably a no. Like, I wouldn't necessarily go for that, because that would be kind of. But like, I'm saying right now, from what I've seen from Keita, lad, like, okay, he's one of them. He's shown glimpses that he can be sick, and shown glimpses that he can be good, lad. But lad, it's Liverpool Football Club, lad. We don't want to play that can show glimpses, lad. We need that consistency, like continuing to be in and out, lad. Like give it another season of him, like just glimpses of him doing good, and like then lad, he'd probably be gone. Lad. Like we'll probably be gone for a better centre midfielder, lad. Like so, like when Thiago came in, lad, straight away, like Keita wasn't even an option, lad. For who's he gonna start over kind of thing. Like, and one of our main problems has been that creative little midfielder that we have, lad. That creative midfielder that we have, and like that's what we needed, lad. So lad, I'd go for Coutinho, lad. Like he's gonna provide goals, lad. He's gonna have that creativity, lad. But like, yeah, I get what you mean about Thiago. Like he's a baller. Like don't get me wrong. Like I don't think me personally I've seen enough of Thiago. Like myself, I can't say I used to watch Bundesliga all the time. I don't see Champions League games. So like maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but like with what I know right now, lad, and the Coutinho I saw at Liverpool, lad, the Coutinho that went away for 140 million underneath Klopp, lad. I'm saying when the players underneath a certain manager, lad, you know they're going to perform. You already like you know, lad. So like me, I'm saying that Coutinho, lad, and I'm hoping like he comes back and starts performing better, lad. Coutinho on snake level with lad. It's like, bro, if you got offered by your dream club Barcelona to win like freaking the BBVA and Champions League, because Coutinho's not a Liverpool fan. Like we're Liverpool fans, so like that's snaky to us. It's different. It's different if we were to make us footballers. So like you can't see it as snaky, lad, but you can see it as also like he's a human, lad. Like it's one of them. He had his goals and ambitions before Liverpool, lad. But it's one of them. Like I'd hope he's the same Coutinho, but you never know. You never know.
I really don't agree with this comment. And no one's wrong on this YouTube channel, but I don't agree Coutinho is a better individual player than Thiago. I really, really don't. I don't know. What do you reckon, Alec? I know that you've just said you'd rather take Coutinho back, but there's many things that quantify it. I understand that they are injury prone, Keita and Thiago. But and by the way, sorry if my audio's a bit more worse. I've just had to put my phone on charge, so I had to take my earphones out, unfortunately. But yeah, so Thiago or Coutinho, who do you reckon's a better player? And bear in mind, one of them's in the FIFA men's. One of them's just dictated a Champions League final by themselves. And I know Coutinho does have the ability to go forward and win you a game, but better than Thiago. When he's playing
individually as players, lad. Individually as players, yeah. I'm not a retard, lad. Yeah, like obviously, I'm not even calling him a retard. Sorry, but lad, I'd have to say, yeah, lad. Thiago is the better individual player, but like when it comes to like actually getting your money's worth, like that's just me looking at it like business term in terms of injured. Like Coutinho was really injured and stuff like so. Like, but individually, I would say yeah, Thiago's the better player. Like we are nice in that kind of sense.
That was an interesting conversation, though. Right? Make sure that you leave that in the comments down below. Who would you rather have? Keita and Thiago, two injury-prone players since they joined Liverpool. Take them out for Coutinho, or would you rather keep them two and leave Coutinho where he is? I'd keep Thiago and Keita, and Alec will bring back Coutinho. Right, I want to make sure I've covered all avenues. Oh no, Liverpool and Villa in the next round of the FA Cup. Alec, what the fuck?
I want revenge, lad. Lad. I'm not scared, lad. I'm not scared, lad.
Man put 7 past us last time, and we've got damage. We have Van Dijk then as well. We have Van Dijk.
When you put it like that, yeah, they're like it's one of them ones, lad. Like,
Alec. Oh wait, there. Well, to be fair, by the time it's played, he'll probably be back. But if Alisson's not available, imagine.
Yeah, lad. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Grealish will absolutely tear us apart if there's no Alisson, there's no Van Dijk. By that time, lad, who knows who else will be injured, lad. So yeah, we could be absolutely battered, lad. But nah, I'm still confident, lad. Like going into this game, imagine how hungry these players are going to be, though.
Alec, you just said you're confident. Yeah. I want to ask you and challenge you to that. Why are you confident? Because so yeah, not even just the Aston Villa game. Like I know that we're talking about that, and they just beat us 7-2. But by the time we get to Villa, we're probably still going to be in this injury crisis, and we could possibly be worse. Why going forward should we be confident? Why at that time as well, by the way, we'll be in 3 competitions, hopefully, the Champions League, Prem and FA Cup. How can we cope with that, with the squad that we've got? And how does that give you confidence? When Aston Villa, bearing in mind, will most likely be going for that FA Cup, and they've got the squad and the minutes to do so.
Because, lad, injuries aside, yeah, all the players that we have, like, aside, lad, Jurgen Klopp's still manager. Jurgen Klopp's still the best manager in the world, lad. So, like, he's going to be telling these, lad, he's going to be he's going to be on these players' backs to perform. Like, all these big players that we have in it. Like, these, like, all these ones that aren't injured, lad. Like, let's say Andy Robertson, lad, Gini Wijnaldum, lad. These are all leaders as well, lad. These are all leaders for their teams, lad. Like, do you think they're going to be letting these youngsters slack behind, lad? Do you think they're going to be letting these players that are getting brought in mess this up for them. Like we're mentality monsters at the end of the day, anyway. Like Klopp only gets these players that have that mentality, lad. So like, regardless of like the injuries, the players that we don't have, lad, I still have faith in Klopp, lad. Although he's been put in a very, very poor, difficult situation, lad. Lad, Klopp, lad, you know what I mean, lad? At the end of the day, lad, like, you have to think, we have Klopp, lad. Like, and the fact that we're having all these injuries now in December, lad, next time, it's almost, what's it called? Lad, it's almost January transfer window, lad.
January transfer window.
So, like, I don't think these board of directors are going to be that stupid to the point where they're not going to let us just not sign anyone right now, you know. Like, come on, lad, have we been in a situation this bad before? Like, maybe have.
I don't think they're going to buy. I don't think they're going to buy.
Oh, don't you? Lad, surely, lad. I reckon
no,
surely.
I hear what you're saying. They have to. And if it's me, they would. But it's not me. And I don't think they will. These are football men like we are. And I know that they'll know that we're in a position. But they just don't want to spend, bro. They've spent. They bought Jota. They've got Thiago. They don't want to spend more money. They don't. Like, they don't want it. Like, a backup goalkeeper, that isn't necessary for them. A centre-back, that isn't necessary for them. I don't think. I think they're perfectly content with Nat Phillips and Reece Williams.
But, like, as businessmen, like, because that's what they are, innit? Like, surely they'll see.
You can say as businessmen, they've got to save money. And as long as they get that,
lad, it's an investment, though. It's an investment, lad. That little 30 million they're spending on, let's say, Upamenko, lad, I don't know how much she is. Let's say 30 million if we're lucky, lad.
You're paying for Upamenkano, you're paying about 60 million.
Okay, lad, the bank account's going to be a bit messed up, innit? But, lad, that little 60 million there, lad, that could potentially win us the league, the Champions League, lad. That's going to be about a cheeky little 100 million at the end of the season.
Alec, they're going to think, well, as long as we still get top four, but we'll go back for the league next season when everything's back to normal. They'll have that type of mentality. Going out and getting a 60 million centre back doesn't guarantee you the league. And what doesn't guarantee you the league, you don't go out and spend 60 million on, especially in the January transfer window. Another thing, Leipzig won't sell Upamecano. Another thing, yes, there's other options out there, but I really do not agree with the narrative that FSG are going to go out and give Klopp a centre-back in January. I really, really don't. I feel like we should, and I feel like we have to. But I don't think we're going to go out and buy anyone. I really, really don't. And I think it's going to really fuck us up for that reason as well. Make sure, people, that you do get any chats in as well. Make sure that you get any questions that you want to ask. Fam, if we knock out Leipzig, the chance of Thiago leaving in January is bigger. Good race to see who gets him. True, but he's not going to leave.
He'll be cup tied though, won't he?
He'll
be cup tied for the Champions League anyway, won't he? If we beat them, because he's already played. So it's like one of them ones.
Well, before we round up this first episode of the Redmond's Reds, and if you have enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and let me know if you want to see another episode of this. I'm going to plan the Redmond's Reds for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then the Redmond roundup's just every day, people. More content every day. Let me know if you want to see Alec on as well. Thank you very much, Alec, for coming on. Before we go, fixture list, and then we'll shout you out as well, Alec. So fixture list, our next running. So we've got Ajax tomorrow, we've got Wolves on Sunday, Midtjylland on Wednesday, Fulham on Sunday, like the following Sunday, Tottenham literally 3 days after that, Palace 3 days after that, West Brom. In fact, West Brom is our longest break. Between Palace and West Brom, we've got a week, and then it's 3 days between Palace and Newcastle. Basically 3 days between every fixture up until Crystal Palace, lads. Are we going to get through this? And if we do, are we getting through this in the top two, if anything?
Like I'd say minimum that will be is staying in the league after all them fixtures you said. Minimum that will be stayed in the league, innit? But
you keep going. I'll read that after them, sir.
Yeah, so minimum will be stayed in the league, lad. And I'm saying, if Klopp comes up with some mad sick tactics, lad, and he's able to motivate these players at a different level, lad. If he's able to make this Nico Williams and all these Reece Williams turn into Maldini, lad. If he makes them play like Maldini, lad, then yeah, of course it could be first, lad. Of course it'll be tough. But that's if these players really understand, when Klopp's telling them to do these things, when he's trying to teach them, it's all down to them, lad. Because it's down to them. They're the ones playing at the end of the day.
Alec, you can't just say though, make them play like Maldini, bro. It's too easy to say that. You can't
The thing
just
is,
say
innit?
play like Maldini.
Lad,
Nico Williams is not
I'm not a
Maldini.
manager, lad. I'm not a manager, lad. So like, I don't know like what Klopp says to these like guys to motivate them, but like that's what I'm hoping for. Like, as a fan, lad, as a very optimistic Liverpool fan, lad. Best case scenario, that's what I can see
I'm
happening,
going to
lad.
ask you a question on Nico Williams because you've just brought him up. John Conway, thank you very much for the €5 super chat, my mate. Really do appreciate it. Hi, James. I have been a Liverpool fan for 35 years and I have never seen so many injuries to our first
See,
team
lad,
players.
this guy's got like experience on his though.
No, but Alec, he's saying he's never saw this many injuries, and he's saying, I think at least, John, make sure you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's saying like this is a very worrying and concerning thing, and how are we going to get through so many fixtures with this many injuries? Because we've never had this many injuries, but we've also never had this bad of a calendar. Yeah, do you know what I mean? We've never had this bad of like a calendar of match of all games, like I've just told you.
And so surely they'll buy players then, if this is the worst ever
Alec,
he's
you keep
had.
saying they're going to buy players. Like, yes, they should, but I don't think they will. Do you think they will? From what you've seen, what you've heard?
From what I'm hearing and stuff, yeah. All these players getting injured. This is the worst injuries that we've ever had, lad. We've got the most games and fixtures that we're gonna have. Lad, I think surely they will buy players then. Sure, lad, they are. They're gonna, lad, bro. We're getting it. We're gonna get players, lad, in January, lad. I actually believe we are, lad.
I don't know if I agree with you. I really don't know if I can agree with you.
You don't have to, but that's for me. That definitely, lad. My board will buy players, lad. Surely.
I hope you're right. Listen, I hope you're right. I really, really do. I really, really hope you're right. To end the video, we'll answer this question: who is the most underrated player to ever play for Liverpool from Eon or Eon? Underrated player ever. Ooh.
That's tough, man.
You can't say James Milner because he gets his ratings. Can't really. You could say Henderson just because of how influential he is. Most underrated.
But now he's starting to get rated again.
Who are you? That's what I'm saying. Henderson's like getting rated now, John. Yeah, people are clocking it, bro. People are clocking that. The Scouse lads again. People are clocking that. We say it so much. Do you know what I mean? Jan Moby, that's a shout. Lucas Leiva, I don't know. Would you say he was underrated? In fact, I'd agree with that. I don't know if he's the most underrated, but he's definitely in that conversation. 100%. This is my answer. Mad the way that you asked the question and you basically answered the question for me. Lad, mine's there, Kite, you know, he was underrated to fuck. He was underrated to fuck. Honestly, Pepe Reina's a shout as well. John Flanagan is a shout. Fabinho, I don't say Fabinho's rated.
Yeah.
Their Kite is a big shout though, 100%. Who are you saying, Alec, before we tell people where to go?
I don't even know, lad. Like, it's tough, lad. Like, bro, this Mario Balotelli. Nah, not him.
Right, I feel like kicking you out for that. I feel like kicking you out for that. Jesus, lad, with all these jokes.
Nah, to be honest, lad, I'd probably say like along the Pepe Reina line, like Dirk Kuyt. I actually never deep Dirk Kuyt. Like now, I actually think about Dirk Kuyt, isn't it? He's actually low key a baller, lad. He's low key a baller, lad. Like I never actually thought of him like on that level before.
I'm serious. Nah, I agree. Nah, a lot of people have that perception of Dirk Kuyt for sure. Some people are saying Sturridge, fucking Aquilani, Ryan Babel. Right, anyway, people, we're going to end it there. Thank you very much for coming into this stream. Thank you very much to Alec for joining me as well. Where can the people find you, Alec?
So the people, you guys can find me on my YouTube channel, Alec Matapo. It's like it says it there, you know what I mean. And
Alec Matapo, it's in the title. We've got a video.
Oh yeah, I actually have a video with James Redmond. So basically, we did the little predictions that we did, you know, Premier League predictions on the proper Prem show. So go check that out. So you guys will get to see who lost. It wasn't me. But in addition to this as well, if you guys subscribe to my channel, it just means that like it's gonna give like James that happiness. Then like in his next video, he'll tell you, he'll expose the girl that gave him that thing on his lip. Like, you know what I mean?
Go and subscribe to that. Link is in the description. Also, the forfeit that we done to the first proper Premier League show a couple of weeks ago. By the way, that's back on Thursday with Alex, so make sure you're there. But that's out on Alex's channel now. Link is in the description. One of us had to do an ice bath, so make sure you go and check that out because we're going now, people. But thank you very much for watching this video. I have been James. That has been Alec. and we are out. Peace out, people. See you Wednesday.